Okay, so to be completely genuine, this video wasn't going to get released for months. However, after making a poll to rectify my very, very sad error, all of my audience that voted appeared to be quite the riding Horndogs. So now then, I suppose, let us begin. So, you want to ride a demon girl. You want to mount and straddle all that woman and ride her into euphoric ecstasy while fondling and holding onto her horns as if they were handlebars. Question is, can you though? I am not entirely sure, but I must say it is a quite fantabulistic conundrum. Let's figure it out purely and only and solely for the purpose of science and the pursuit of knowledge. Grabbing and holding onto the horns of an anime woman is quite the feeling and the feat. Not just any demon girl permits anybody to caress and clench onto their sultry horns, unless they're a succubus. Curiously, demon women are a lot more defensive about their horns than the likes of their closely related demon line of succubuses. From the knowledge and experience that I have documented, it seems a demon woman to some length is rather sensitive in accordance to their horned areas. The datasets and testings portray the horns of these demon women to be so sensitive to the touch, one would think their horns are covered in nerve endings. Some might argue, riddled. Usually, horns do tend to have at least some nerves in the structure, as the bearer of the horn can most definitely feel it, because horns typically are composed of a bone protruding from the head of a creature encased in a thick layer of keratin. The same thing that makes up hair and fingernails. It seemed both very apparent to me, and likely you, that horns are undoubtedly sensitive, as the horns amplify the touch and fondling by a tumultuous amount, based on the expressions and reactions to someone else clasping them, and some might be quick to infer that grabbing onto the horns is a no-go. But see here, after seemingly catching the demon woman by surprise from what I've seen, the immediate sensation quickly dissipates to a bearable cognitive feel. It should be comprehended that while the sheer flurry of emotions and nerve-inducing sensations is much tamer, the intention given to the horns is still appreciated and noted. To understand, we simply have to assimilate what the purpose of the horns are. Horns, in and of themselves, are meant for many things, including defense, show, and arguably most enticing, mating. You see, horns are a way to display power and dominance, and to show how healthy the wearer of these horns are. Healthy horns, healthy demons. So in theory, horns are something that are supposed to be acknowledged and praised. By appreciating the horns, you are in theory earning a place in the heart of the demon woman, and most scientists and researchers are well acquainted with the knowledge that human and demon woman intermixing is not entirely uncommon, and the chemically hormonal imbalances experienced between both parties could, in a greatly exasperated sense, grow. Now, assuming you've mounted and seated yourself aboard the Inferno train, whether bareback or saddled and strapped, we still need to analyze the horns to see if they're even able to serve the purpose of being a steady clench opposed to balance and compose yourself with. There are many different types and many different shapes, but from keen observation, I've compiled a list of the main ones, the common ones being 7 different types. I've categorized them and thought closely about the optimal squeeze experience, as well as factoring the stances and positioning of the two creatures. Firstly, we have Class A. Horns very similar to that of a ram, curved and pointing outward, and tend to be a lot larger than a lot of the other variants. The grip ability is absolutely immaculate, allowing plenty of room to hold and grip comfortably. Durability of these is also quite admirable. Next, we have Class B. Short and stubby, these horns are cute, adorable, and pleasing to look at, but offer very little to grab onto and are quite sensitive. Class C, my personal favorite. Large, show-worthy horns that are easy to grab and hold, tremendously durable, and nearly resemble antlers of an antelope. Class D, the tighter, more compact horn of Class A. This horn is challenging, as it is grabbable, however there's a certain form from which to grab them, and for the untrained, their hands can easily slip. Durability, though, is, as the first entry is, fantastic. Class E, the long, pointy side-facing horns resembling that of an elf ear. Admittedly quite rare, but they can be handled like handlebars. Possibly, should the person grabbing be more gravitative to holding their handlebars horizontally, which is tradition. Class F, large, thick, and presenting a massive presence, these horns are huge and rounded, and are very reminiscent of bison horns. These could be too much horn to grab and maneuver around, and they might pose as an inconvenient and awkward feel. However, they appear to be the most fortified and durable set of all the horns. Lastly, we have Class G, the rarest variant. Sharp, jagged, and denticulated, these horns are a marvel to look at, and they are impressive. Though they are so sharp and rigid, it's hard to grab onto them without cutting and hurting yourself. If I had to find something that is quite similar to it, I would compare it to the action of trying to hold onto a hacksaw. And yes, they are very rough to the touch and can puncture as well as withstand a very tumultuous amount of damage. All in all, Class A and my preferred favorite, Class C, are the most distinguishable, amazing candidates for handlebars, based on dependability, durability, handling, and most importantly, grabbability. So in theory, is it possible to grab a demon girl's horns like handlebars? Absolutely. Just some, simply put, are more optimized. And with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, theoretically, if you have watched this far, then you do enjoy my videos, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share this with your neighbor, school teacher, your wife, or anybody you wish to spread my undoubtable yet questionable knowledge to. Write down in the comment section which class interests you the most. And, I'll back to answer another question not even scientists can answer.